Good morning, dear all. Today we are going to start our first chapter of civics, and in this chapter we are going to discuss about the Indian Constitution. We shall broadly discuss about the meaning of the word constitution, what is the need of constitution, what is the importance of constitution, how the Indian Constitution was made, what were the efforts behind making the Indian Constitution. We are going to discuss about the different key features of the Indian Constitution in this chapter. First of all, we shall try to understand what is Constitution. Constitution, it is a written document in which we find different rules to govern or run a modern country. Or in simple sense, we can say the meaning of Constitution is a particular book where different types of rules and regulations are written or compiled to govern a country. As you know, human beings and animals are different. Animals, they do not follow any rules and regulations, but human beings, we need different types of rules and regulations to pass our life. And a particular book where different types of rules and regulations are written to run a modern country, that is known as Constitution. Now we shall try to understand the need of a constitution. Why do we need a constitution? Mainly, it is needed to control the huge population of a country, their diverse views, and to have proper law and order in the nation. As we know, in a nation or in a country, different people are there. Their views are different, their religions are different, their languages are different, their customs are different, but we live in the same country. So to frame one uniform law for all these people, we need the constitution. First point. Second point, it tells us about the fundamental nature of our society. What we are living in, what type of society, that is also defined by the constitution. For example, in Nepal, before the year of 2006, the king was the head, but the people of Nepal fought for democracy and finally established democracy in the year of 2006. So from this point, what we can understand is that till the year of 2006 in Nepal, there was the rule of the king. The king, he was the head of the society. But later on, after a long struggle by the people of Nepal, they finally established democracy. That means the people's government, which was established in the year of 2006. And this also can be understood from the constitution. The third point why we need a constitution is it defines the nature of a country's political system. For example, earlier in Nepal there was monarchy, but now there is democracy. So you can see here it was said about the political system. As you know, different types of political systems are there in different parts of the world. Here I have used two words. One is monarchy, which was there in Nepal, but now in Nepal democracy is there. Monarchy is a political system where, or in simple sense you can say, it was the rule of the king, but democracy, it means the rule of the people. So you can see till the year of 2006, as I already explained in the previous point, in Nepal the king ruled. That means it was monarchy, but now there is no rule of the king. The rule of the king has been abolished, and now the people's government has been established. That is, now democracy is there. So that's another importance why we need constitution. The fourth point, the constitution provides safeguards against the misuse of power by our leaders as well as the majority. As we know that we elect our representatives or leaders in the legislative assembly, or all our leaders are elected by us, and there is always a chance that these elected leaders or the majority party or the majority community, they will dominate the another. It is because of the presence of the constitution that the leaders as well as the majority, they cannot misuse their power. This can be better understood from two storyboards which are given in your civics book, page number 7 and page number 8. I am going to brief you both the points by taking the pictures. This is the first picture. It is in page number 7 of your civics book. If you will go through this storyboard, you can easily understand. I am telling you the story in brief. Here, the class teacher, she needs to leave the classroom for some urgent work, and she asks the class captain. He is the class captain. He is asked by the class teacher to control the class. And this class captain is the leader here. He was not quite popular among the other students. So as soon as the teacher leaves, he started to charge one of the boy whose name was Arun. He charged the boy of talking, but as you can see in the picture, he is sitting quietly. And after some time, when the class teacher arrives in the classroom, the class captain, he complains about Arun, that Arun was making noise or he was disturbing the class. And the class teacher, without listening to the other students, he accepts what was told by the class captain, and he charged or he gave punishment to Arun. So here in this storyboard we can easily understand how the leaders, they can misuse their power, but it is because of the constitution such type of leaders, they easily cannot misuse their power. In the second storyboard, which was there in the page number 8, here you can see 3 pictures are there, and here also I am going in brief. This is a game period, and when the game period starts, the girls, they wanted to play basketball, and they asked the boys that that particular day they wanted to play basketball, but the boys who were in majority, they wanted to play cricket. Now when both the boys and the girls, they went to the teacher to get a solution, the teacher decides to settle the problem with a show of hands. Show of hands means if maximum students will support cricket, the boys will get the chance, and if maximum students will support basketball, then the girls will get the chance. And as in the class the boys were in majority and the girls, they were in minority, the boy, they got the support of the teacher, and the girls, they did not get it. That means here we can understand about the problem between the majority and the minority, and it is because of the presence of the constitution that the majority people, they cannot dominate or discriminate about the minority people. As we already got about the need of a constitution, now the second topic that we are going to discuss is about the different key features of the Indian constitution. But before proceeding to the key features of the Indian constitution, let us recall how the Indian constitution was framed, or what were the efforts, who were the people behind the making of the Indian constitution. We can say that the Indian constitution was framed by the members of the Constituent Assembly, and in the Constituent Assembly there were around 300 members, and all these members, they were under the leadership of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. It is there in page number 11. You can see in page number 11 the picture is clearly given. Here is the picture of Dr. Ambedkar, who is also known as the father of the Indian constitution. He was the main person behind framing the Indian constitution, and along with him 300 other members, they joined periodically to frame the Indian constitution. But when they were compiling the Indian constitution, the members, they faced different types of problems. Few problems I have tried to highlight here. The first problem you can see here, the country was made up of several different communities with different language, different religion, culture, etc. As you all know that India is a land of diversity. In India we can find people who speak different languages, who follow different types of religions. Our cultures are different, our customs are different, and when the members of the Constituent Assembly, they were framing the constitution of the country, they need to think for a unique rule which can be followed by all the linguistic, all the religious people. So when they were making the Indian constitution, they needed to keep in their mind about the diversity in our country, and to frame one unique or one law which can be followed by all. Second point is given here. It is about the partition of the country. As we know, in the year 1947 we got independence from the British rule, and after the independence, India was divided into India and Pakistan. Many people from India, went to Pakistan, and many people were there who came to came from Pakistan to India. So the partition was another problem which the members of the Constituent Assembly needed to keep in mind for framing the constitution. The third point was about poverty. Because of the partition of the country, many people, they lost their property, they lost their previous jobs, and because of that reason maximum people, they were living below the poverty line. So when the members, they were making the constitution, they not only needed to think about framing the rules and regulation, they also needed to see about the socio-economic condition of the people or how to develop it. Keeping all these things in mind, the members of the Constituent Assembly made the following key features to balance the nation's diversity. Key features means some points are included in the Constitution of India which will preserve the diversity of language, the diversity of religion, the diversity of culture. Now, one by one, we are going to discuss about all these different types of key features of the Indian Constitution. The first key feature of the Indian Constitution, it is known as federalism. The literal meaning of the word federalism is existence of more than one level of government. I hope you know what is the meaning of level of government. If you will think about our country, in our country government is there in the center, government is there in the state, and government is there in the local. That means we can say that in our country there are three levels of government. What are the three levels of government? One is central or union government. They are at the center. Second one is the state government. They work at every state. And the third one is local government. And these generally work in the local level or the district level. Again, we can say this local government, it is of three tiers. There are three layers. First one is Jila Parishad, second one is Block Samiti, and the third one is Panchayats. Panchayats, you know, they work in the villages. Block Samitis, they work at the block level. And Jila Parishad, they work, this Jila Parishad, it is also known as the district council, and there they work within the district. Now, as I already told you, federalism, it means existence of more than one level of government. We can see, according to the first key feature of the Indian Constitution, in our country there are three levels of government: central government, state government, and local government, and they exercise their own power, like on all the national issues, like the national holidays, that is decided by the central government, and all the things which are related to a particular state or the state holidays, for example, it is decided by the state. For example, if we will see national holidays like Independence Day, Gandhi Jayanti, these all are confirmed by the central government, or these rules are made by the center. State government, if we will take the example, we celebrate Dri festival in Arunachal Pradesh. On 5th July, we get holiday for this Dri festival, because this Dri is a festival of our state of Arunachal Pradesh. If we will move to Kerala, the people of Kerala, they do not get any holiday in Dri, but they get holiday in another festival, that is Onam, because Onam is the state holiday or state festival of Kerala. So you can see here, in such cases, the central government will not interfere. It is the power of the state government to frame the laws or the rules according to their particular state. Again, it is the same with the local government. If any laws or any rules needed to be made for the district level, that is the work of the local government. At the same time, you also should know that the state government and the local government, they cannot interfere into the work of the central government. If central government makes any law, that is binding upon the state government as well as the local government. At the same time, the state government and the local government, they cannot make any such law which will confront the laws made by the central government, or which one against the larger interest of the constitution of our country. That's about federalism. The second key feature of our constitution is parliamentary form of government. As you already know, democratic government is mainly of two types. One is presidential form of government. It is there in the USA, where president is the actual head, And second one is parliamentary form of government. It is here in our country, where president is the nominal head but prime minister is the actual head. What is the meaning of this type of government? What is the meaning of parliamentary form of government? It means here all the leaders or our representatives are elected by the citizens through the process of universal adult franchise. I hope you have already got about universal adult franchise in your class 7 social book. Still, I am just trying to remind you, universal adult franchise is a process through which the government gives the right to vote to all the persons whose age is 18 years or more than that, despite of their different religion, different caste, different community, different language. They may be rich, they may be poor, but every person, they have got one vote only. You can see it is written here, one person, one vote. It is one accepted principle of universal adult franchise. What it means is, the real power is given in the hand of the people, not with the representatives, because we know that the representatives, they are elected by the people of the country through the process of election. If the representatives are not able to satisfy the need of the people, to satisfy their promises made to the people, automatically in the next election, the people through the process of election can replace or can remove those representatives. What it means is that the power or the real power, it is given in the hand of the people and not on the hand of the representatives. Also, the citizens enjoy political equality because of the parliamentary form of government. And about the process of election, it is just given in the next chapter. We shall be discussing in detail in the coming chapter. The next key feature, it is about separation of powers. To understand this, first of all, you have to know that Indian state, we have three organs in the government. What are the organs? Number one is legislature, number two is executive, and the third one is judiciary. It is the duty of the legislature to make the laws. All the rules and regulations will be made by the legislature. And it is the duty of the executive to implement the laws. Whatever laws are made by the legislature, all these laws will be implemented by the executive. And it is the duty of the judiciary to punish those people who breaks the law. For example, riding one two-wheeler with one helmet is compulsory. It is one law, and that law is made by the legislature. It is the duty of the executive to see if the people are following the law properly or not, like the police. It is the duty of the police officials to find out those people who are not following this law of wearing the helmet. And if the police finds anybody is not wearing the helmet, it is their duty to hand over that particular person to the judiciary, and it is the duty of the judiciary to punish that person according to the specific law which is mentioned in the constitution. All these organs of the state exercise their power independently without any interference. This executive cannot interfere into legislature, even it cannot interfere into judiciary. Legislature cannot interfere into executive, and it cannot interfere in the work of the judiciary. They are totally independent. It helps in the smooth and healthy functioning of the government. So that's about the separation of power. The fourth key feature of the Indian Constitution is about the fundamental rights. It is very, very important. You should know about the fundamental rights properly. Try to understand. I'm going to explain one by one. First of all, these fundamental rights are the basic rights guaranteed by the Constitution. It applies equally to every person of the country without any discrimination. It protects the citizens from the absolute authority of power by the state or the government. So we can say that fundamental rights are the basic rights which are given to each and every individual of our country. And total there are 6 fundamental rights. And all these 6 fundamental rights are given in page number 14 of your book, which I am going to show you now, and I am going to explain one by one. Alright, you can see the first fundamental right is given about right to equality. What it means, all persons are equal before the law. As I already told you earlier that in parliamentary form of government or in a democracy, all the people, they have got equality. So the first fundamental right is given about right to equality. This means that all persons shall be equally protected by the laws of the country. It also states that no citizens can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, caste or sex. Every person has access to a public place including playgrounds, hotels, shops, etc. The state cannot discriminate against anyone in matters of employment, but there are exceptions to this that you will read about later in this book. Okay, so right to equality it means all the people, maybe rich, maybe poor, maybe Hindu, maybe Muslim, maybe Dalit, maybe higher caste, everybody is equal before the law. If any rich person commits a crime and a poor person commits a crime, both the persons, they will be equal before the law, and that is the meaning of right to equality. The government, they cannot discriminate on the ground of religion, they cannot discriminate on the ground of language, and this all. And because of this right to equality, the practice of untouchability, I hope everybody knows this practice of untouchability, it was there in our country, in the society, between the upper caste and the lower caste people, and this system or the practice of untouchability totally violates the right to equality, and that's why, because of this right to equality, the practice of untouchability has been abolished. I hope you have understood about right to equality. The second fundamental right is right to freedom. These include the right to freedom of speech and expression. In the Indian democracy, each and every citizen or person has got the right to speech and expression. If we have proof, we can criticize any person we want. That comes under right to freedom. Next is the right to form associations. It means if we want to form our associations, our one club, we can form it. The right to move freely and reside in any parts of the country. And the right to freedom also includes to go to any places. If you take my example, see, I am from Assam, but I came to Arunachal Pradesh. I am staying here, I am doing some work here, nobody can stop me. Even anybody from any state, they can go to the other state, they can work there, they can stay there. That is also under right to freedom. And the next one, the right to practice any profession, occupation or business. There is no such law which prohibits anybody to follow any profession. Like, see, I am a teacher, it's my occupation. Some are there who are running business, some are there who are barbers, who are cobblers. They follow their own profession according to their wish, and all this comes under right to freedom. Third one is right against exploitation. The Constitution prohibits human trafficking, forced labor and children working under 14 years of age. I think this right against exploitation you will better understand if I will take one very practical example. If you will go to the local hotels or the restaurants, there you can see small children, they are working there. This is totally exploitation. That means we are exploiting their fundamental right. Their right to freedom, their right to equality is being violated. So the Indian Constitution, it gives us the right against exploitation. What it means, if we see anywhere that forced labor is practiced or children under 14 years are forced to work, we can complain to the police station or we can take the help of the law to get justice for that particular child. Fourth one is right to freedom of religion. Religious freedom is provided to all citizens. Every person has the right to practice, profess and propagate the religion of their choice. Right to freedom of religion means whatever be the religion of a person, he or she has the right to follow his own religion, to speak good about his or her own religion. At the same time, it also gives us the right to live our own religion and to follow some other religion. Nobody can stop us from that. So we can say right to freedom of religion means we can follow any religion. If we do not like our own religion, even we have the right to live our own religion and to follow the other. The fifth right is given cultural and educational rights. The Constitution states that all minorities, religious or linguistic, can set up their own educational institutions in order to preserve and develop their own culture. The Indian Constitution, it gives us the right to preserve and to develop our own culture. And as I already told you, in India we do not have the same culture. Our cultures are different. So if any minority community is there who want to establish their educational institution, easily they can establish it. For example, we are studying in one English medium school. If I'll take Apadani is a tribe of this particular place. If the Apadani people, they want to establish their own Apadani medium school, the government or nobody can stop them. If they have the scripts, they can open their educational institution, because it is also one of our fundamental right. And the last one is given right to constitutional remedies. We can say this right is given to protect all the other 5 fundamental rights, because it means this allows citizens to move the court if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. You can see we have got about 5 fundamental rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights. Now, if any person finds or believes that if any one of these fundamental rights is being violated by anybody, even by the government, he or she has the right to approach the court, and it is a duty of the court to give justice to that particular person. Now, we are here with the last key feature of the Indian Constitution, that is about secularism. Secularism means religious freedom, or on the other hand we can say it means a secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. What it means is, you know very well, in India different religions are there. Hinduism has got the majority, next Islam is there, Christianity is there, Jainism is there, Buddhism is there. But the Indian Constitution has never given preference to any particular religion. That's the simple meaning of secularism, that all the religions are equal. About this topic or this key feature, we are not going to discuss in detail now, because just in the next chapter we are going to get the detail about the different aspects of secularism. So, in the first chapter, it is already completed. We have got about what is the meaning of constitution, why we need it, how it was made, what were the efforts behind making it, who are the people behind making it. We have got about the different key features of the Indian Constitution. Now, first of all, you need to read the chapter. While reading the chapter, you may find many important points will be there. Some short questions will be there, some dates will be there, some names will be there. These things you need to underline, and if any doubt is there, you can get it cleared from me. And after completing all this, now I am going to give you some homework which you need to do in time, and you need to send it also to me. Thank you very much.